Okay, it's running again, but as long as... Sorry about that for those who were watching before I went offline again. Uh, Issues with Streamlabs and internet connections. It's, usual stuff. But would either of you want to partake in sitting around a campfire talking about this game?
Sit around by the campfire and campfire song. CAMPFIRE.
Yeah, listening to the title theme for New Horizons because that's the song I have currently in the one stereo I have outside.
We're actually on Overwatch right now.
That's fine.
Give us some hop back in later.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have a couple things outside because, specifically, the island that my house is on has seen a couple improvements. One is this laundry holder that I got from one of my villagers that's sitting out drying my laundry.
It's a you sting.
No, they just saw me hanging them in the trees and said, hey, this would probably be a better way to hang your clothing. Which is technically true. I can get rid of these Easter balloons. Those don't need to be here.
Nah, keep them out.
No.
You can't hear the clicking like left.
No. Was that clicking of your tongue that right then to make it seem like there was
that was my
actual? No, I asked because it wasn't audible up until you said something, and I still couldn't hear it afterwards until it sounded like a mouse click. But I don't remember if these were all grown last week, but the 4 bamboo trees in the corners of my Zen fence are now fully grown. All my pear trees are grown. I have upgraded the orchard to have a 4th tree of each of the other, of every tree except for oranges. I don't remember if the house was moved yet, but one of my villagers has moved to the, I forced one of my villagers to move with all their, stuff to the island. A lot of the dirt paths were finished. A lot of trees ended up getting replaced over here as well. Currently it is also a Saturday, so we'll be doing that once everybody's in here.
True.
So how many people are you planning on
Letting in? I mean, I don't mind, but we're also on my Discord server, so if Nathan wanted to join, he'd have to get the invite code again.
Oh, I was just wondering what time you were planning on that.
Well, I mean, any time is allowed. I also kind of wanted, to make it seem like we, despite being quarantined and away from each other in this time of issues, I was planning on having us gather around that one central pit I was creating to meet up and seemed like we were actually sitting down face to face for the review.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
But I did also move a couple things. There's a money tree growing currently.
Crap, I had to reload. Dang it.
I did get a second thing of Labelle this week. For the second week in a row, I have gotten Labelle. She gave me a almost Zelda-ish hat this week. Last week she gave me shorts.
Good old shorts.
I did get a rare island on one of my Nook Miles. I ended up getting the weirdly colored, I think, Pansy Island. I had the blue pansies, which I think is a cross breed color. Other things.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's an Atlas moth. Good thing I'm moving around.
those.
Oh, it hit too high on the tree. It was there. Yes. Anyways, other than that. Oh, the slingshot's my top one. Nothing much has changed. I mean, other than say like fossils in the museum and other animals in the museum. Then again, it's only been fossils this week. And yesterday I did have a turnip sell price of 446 bells. And I couldn't do anything with because I didn't get bells. Turnips.
Man,
You gotta take advantage of that, man.
I didn't care. For turnips because they screwed me over last week.
what was the prices?
The pricing was 107. I had been burned with 104 the previous week when it looked like I was on a rising track for turnip prices, and then middle of the week they just crashed to like 90 and 70.
Ew. Okay, you said it was open?
Yep.
You got any tarantulas?
Any tarantulas? I think it's possible for them to appear in the one area of my island, but I'm not sure if I currently have any. I also missed doing anything with Flick yesterday. Because I forgot he was there.
Money making opportunities.
Yeah. I'm really gonna have to start turning people's volume up because I doubt anybody can hear you on stream. To 200. Nick's volume, I'm not gonna do anything with. He's actually is loud enough. Tommy's on the other hand, not so much. I'll just mess with my soundboard while I wait. What does anybody want to hear out of the Metroid series? Because I only got 7 songs, 8 mini pieces out of the Metroid series.
Here.
Samus Death. Unfortunately, that is not one of the ones I have on the soundboard.
Wait, is that an actual soundtrack?
That is... It technically is a part of one of the soundtracks. I just don't have it attached to the soundboard currently. I have the... From Zero Mission, I have the Startup, the Unknown Item Get theme from also Zero Mission, and the Power Suit Restored one. From Metroid Prime, I have the Item Get sound for like missile tanks and energy tanks. And then from Metroid Fusion, I have the X Invade, the SAX Slow Walk track, the SAX spotted you and is coming to kill you, and the Emergency in Sector 3. Hello, Nick. Do you need a refresher course of where my house is?
Nah, I can just look at the map.
Yeah. Fair.
Nice waterfall. Nice, nice, nice.
Nice waterfall that surrounds the entire island. With each corner having a utility pole. With the two corners having utility poles.
I don't have the pole,
Oh.
the vaulting pole.
Oops.
Wait, hang on. I think I can make a jump from here. There we go.
You didn't bring the vaulting pole. You're gonna need the vaulting pole. And the ladder.
I have the ladder.
Oh.
Dang it, Alex.
Dang.
I mean, what's the recipe?
Build a bridge.
I was planning on it once I had enough money for the Zen bridge.
What
Thanks,
is it?
Bob.
Softwood. I actually have enough. Okay, so
Okay.
find a crafting spot then. I actually surprisingly had one with me. What's up, KK? How you doing?
That will be.
Yo, I
What?
saw a rock in this little square area. I thought it was a villager. I was like, dude, you're isolating a villager trying to get them out.
What
What you gotta
rock
do,
in the village? Hang on.
It's right next to the April Sisters.
Oh, that rock.
Yeah, I thought
No,
you
no,
isolated someone in.
That. To explain what he means, I think I actually did this after the fact last week, but to make sure I always get every hit, one of the strategies to getting every hit at a rock is to dig up holes behind you. I took that idea
Mhm.
and essentially steroided it by putting a
Steroided it.
cliff around every rock, unless it was on the 3rd level.
Dang it. Connection. Hang on.
Oh, your connection is having issues?
Yeah. There we go. Okay. I went to the other room, so I undocked it. So I thought
Okay.
I was actually on Wi-Fi. Well,
Ah.
wireless. It's okay, I'll
Okay.
just connect back again.
I'm just waiting
Okay,
in
well-
on top. The slow.
Oh,
Ooh,
communications environment could be unstable.
yeah. Someone
You
had
got that
issues.
too?
I assume it was Tommy. But that means I need to
Maybe.
reopen the island.
That was it was because Nick undocked it. And it
Probably.
switched to Wi-Fi. And I was on my way at that point. I
Yeah.
had already
Dang.
connected, so it sent me all the way back. Oh, I
2
still got
seconds.
miles
I have to
from it, though.
reopen the gate because you
Yeah,
know.
I got a free mile.
Yo, this song just freaking mushed it out of you.
For that issue, I wish I had played it earlier. Hindsight is not. The only site that's 2020 is Hindsight for the most part. I played the unknown item theme from Zero Mission because that's just a funny track.
Oh yeah, you guys want to see my new outfit?
Oh no.
You're gonna love this one.
That is something I would love to bring, at least slightly bring up for the review. The outfits you can make in this game are absolutely weird and lovely all at the same time.
Just let me know when the island's open.
Island is open.
Island is open.
No. I feel like I'm bursting everybody's eardrums in stream,
Crap, not local.
even though it's only me watching my own stream. Because I have the soundboard go through, or the Elgato Stream Deck go through the my one box, my audio interface, which also has my headphone audio, and also has the Discord audio going through it. So it's the low volume out of your voice channels ends up causing issues with the ends up turning up that volume. So I'm pretty sure I'm blowing people's eardrums out with, especially with the Zero Mission tracks, because those were originally a little quiet, so I had turned up their volume to be a little consistent, and it's like, nope. I mean, I could just switch it to desktop audio, but
Where's the fun in that?
what's the fun in that? Yeah. I have desktop audio muted still because Thursday I was playing Need for Speed on stream,
Which
and that
one?
has a lot of copyrighted music.
Oh yeah, yeah, it does. That's the worst part. Nothing in it is really original.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I mean, I love Need for Speed Hot Pursuit's soundtrack because it has 30 Seconds to Mars and Weezer a part of the soundtrack. But it's also like they are heavily copyrighted, and I'm not taking that chance. Mute.
Instantly lawsuit. Said, damn, give us a
I
20
mean,
million bells.
fortunately, I do not use. I typically don't put PC stuff up on YouTube. I typically don't. So I wouldn't have any issues there, but I do leave my videos up on Twitch for 24 days. I think 14 days. My
Dang it, I forgot to
God.
build the freaking pole.
Oh, because you
Where's your
crashed.
crafting?
The simple ones up here.
Why don't you always have those with you?
Because I'm always going to the other islands. Plus, I'm like building my own island, and I took away the majority of the rivers. So past few days, I haven't had to use my pole.
Whose fault is that?
That's kind of your
Yours?
fault.
Yeah, you're right.
Yo, where's the crafting table?
There's
Where'd you
one
put it,
in
Alex?
the resident hall.
Who's all okay?
It's the thing right next to Nook's chair. Between it and the space next to the recycling bin. Someone's on their way here.
Dang it! Oh, did you see my costume?
Yeah, I saw your. What do you think I said? Dang
Nice.
it, Nick.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that.
It's fine.
It's nice, right? Funny thing is, this is what I'm eating right now. I'm not gonna lie. I got it in
Wait,
my
you're
hand.
eating yourself?
You're
That
eating
sounds
egg?
Well, when
very.
you put it that
weird.
way.
No, he's a hot dog. Global
Oh.
grandma. Tommy, how did you become a grandma?
Yeah, it was all.
Yo,
uh,
let's not get into details about that. No, I don't want to hear how you became a grandma.
I can't wait for Monday.
Why is that?
The D&D campaign, just to see what you two will do. Because
Dang.
honestly,
Yeah.
that's the best part about D&D is the things people do to have fun.
Tommy looks normal compared to me.
Yeah. He looks well, you
Yo,
originally
you
came
look like
in
Kick It
normally.
Slider is trying to avoid eye contact.
Um,
Hello.
I gotta switch
No,
to
I
this
understand that.
outfit because it.
Oh
seems
wait,
like
that's a crafting table? I didn't even know that.
Where do you think
I
this
really
crafting
didn't.
table went?
No, I didn't even know that there was one actually inside.
Can you hear
Tommy,
me?
do you remember where my house is? Do you remember where the house is, Tommy?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
No.
can hear
Hello?
you.
Oh, okay. I think so.
Can you hear me? No. Oh, okay, that's cool.
Especially since Nick had to talk about a ladder and a pole
Oh,
vault.
dang. You have Sherb? Is that Sherb? Oh, it's not Sherb.
Sherb?
Oh, true. I didn't look at your actual people. Tio, Bengal,
No, you look like
Coach.
Tio.
I have,
Anilsa?
no, I have Kit.
How do you pronounce that?
Which one?
Your anteater.
Oh, I've been
Analisa?
pronouncing Annalisa.
Nah, that might work
I'll shorten
better.
it to Anna because that's easier to remember.
Yonk.
Hello, Tommy.
Come here.
Yes, you are. To the right more, Tommy.
Ooh, what do you have in the store? I'm gonna go in here first.
Nothing. Nothing. I purchased it all. There's a mug and
don't
a
care.
spice rack.
Spice rack. Do I need a spice rack?
Yeah, you do.
No, I
It's
think
a
I have one
table
already.
spice
Alright,
rack.
Let me
It's
see
one
your,
of those
let me see your
spinnable.
wallpapers then.
Tommy,
The
the space for the review is the within the Zen walls.
I found Tia.
Ah,
This one looks
You're
like
on
a
the
good
opposite
bathroom
side of the
floor.
island.
Shut up, Tommy.
Yo.
he wasn't even
Yeah.
speaking.
Not you, the other one, the midget one.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't you be mean to tell. You're in the wrestling outfit, right?
Who? That was Nick.
Oh,
Wrestling
no, that's
outfit.
not you.
Yeah,
The heck?
That's not
yeah,
t-
that's
Nick.
Nick.
That's definitely you.
Where are you guys? Inside or outside?
Outside.
Oh, there you are. The heck is that over there? I look more normal than that.
Yeah, yours at least pink.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh God, it's bag.
I'm a
Okay.
weenie.
How's new title theme sounding?
I don't know if sound off.
Oh.
I don't want to.
But that's what the you
Oh,
have the
wizard.
much more grandiose wizard out.
You're a wizard, Harry. You shall not pass.
Okay. So, if we would like to get the review started,
That's a lot of rain.
that's it. Sit down and we will begin.
Nah, I'm gonna stand up because I'm a real one.
Alright, let's go ahead and start it.
Okay.
Dr. Nick to you.
But
Yo,
anyways,
sit down.
Oh,
first
hail
I
the
would like
queen.
to, at least if you've been watching on YouTube and Twitch for all these VODs, you may know my past history with the game. But since I have two guests here, what are your past histories with the Animal Crossing series as a whole?
I'll let Nick go first because I'm a nice person.
Well, mine started from New Leaf, but I never really finished it. So I have some, like, knowledge of what to do.
Okay.
I played New Leaf too before Nick. I was one who told him to buy New Leaf. And,
Didn't?
I had a pretty, yeah, I did. I had a pretty good time with it. And then I lost the game, and then I couldn't play for another like 4 years, and so I'm making the most of my time with this one.
That's why
Well,
I downloaded it.
In case no one's been paying attention, my past history with the series is I've been playing since the original GameCube. I originally got it though in 2005. I think the game came out 2001.
Yep.
I also ended up playing a lot of Wild World. City Folk I ended up not really playing too much because that was more of a family and the family room system for the Wii, so I couldn't really play it too much on the off chances. I did pick up the New Leaf like 4 days after it released digitally because of jokes on a certain YouTuber's channel during his Minecraft review. But other than that, I ended up picking this game up it to spark some more life into the my liking for Animal Crossing, especially after like the first 2 weeks is when I tend to start backing off from Animal Crossing because I've pretty much seen everything it can do. But anyways, I really didn't write a script for this.
That's fine. Do what feels natural.
In my opinion, this game definitely lives up to, especially a lot of the previous hype for other Animal Crossing games, especially after the couple months of, side games that plagued the Wii U and the 3DS, or re-releases of certain games like Welcome Amiibo for New Leaf, Happy Home Designer, which technically was more of an add-on, and Amiibo Festival, which no one asked for.
How do you feel about the Pocket Camp? The app
Pocket
running on the cell phone?
Camp,
I dabbled with it a little bit.
I mean, Pocket Camp, I feel like lost a lot of its potential because I felt like was supposed to connect more with this game than it ended up doing.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're talking about without the if the microtransactions are fine, maybe a little bit predatory, especially once the fortune cookies got it added, but especially early on, it's a plausible Animal Crossing. Still had to pay off your RV, which was your house, and do stuff in the campsite, which set off a lot of stuff that ended up being in this game, so I'd say it was fine. Not what people were
downloaded it,
asking
like-
for, but fine.
Yeah.
I downloaded it a couple times, but it didn't really scratch that same itch that I've had since playing New Leaf. So I just kind of decided I would wait a few more months until New Horizons came out.
That's fair because
And they delayed it.
New Horizons also ended up being Pocket Camp was a more return to like City Folk over say New Leaf.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Where it
what
was
felt
more-
like the characters kind of looked a little different.
Well, the characters I think are technically the same models as New Leaf.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. However, the structure I was referring more to a structure is more say the original in City Folk and Wild World rather than New Leaf where you're doing a lot more.
Oh.
You couldn't really also interact with your environments that much, which honestly is also a major thing for Animal Crossing is interacting with your environments through tools, shaking down trees, planting flowers. You couldn't really do that that much in Pocket Camp.
Yeah,
But,
it reverted to like a way more simpler version.
yeah,
Still plenty to do, but left out.
yeah.
s-
Uh,
things
the
you could usually do
interesting
on the other.
aspects were left out
Mhm.
because
I
let's
got
be
it just
hon-
so I could practice, getting into the habits of, being mentally patient.
mentally
this game.
patient, doing your chores
I-
every day.
I
Pretty
found
much.
it kind of a weird experience because, one, you're not really like, it's not like a core Animal Crossing experience where you're, there's a very static sense of community.
Yeah,
Or it was kind of weird because like every day was like completely different, and it was like you go to these little areas instead of working on one little area. Does that make any sense? Because like
Yeah.
you would like use your RV or whatever, or like go to little vacation areas with the animals.
Yeah.
I kind of like I didn't really understand it as easily as I would a core Animal Crossing game.
yeah. As we all said, it's also to shorten the things to be able to use it on a phone. Let's be
Yeah.
be honest. That was more so what they tried to do was shorten it to a phone's capabilities. Because let's be honest, if this game was on a phone, that phone would be on fire.
Oh my gosh, dude! Some of the games I play make my phone just like it's about to explode.
Oh
I
my
hate that.
god.
Even the
Gunpla
older
Battle,
games, yeah, it heats your phone up
Gundam
really
Warfare, or Gunpla Warfare burns my phone through the fucking roof and
Yeah, the
loses
Call
it.
of Duty game did that, so I had it installed,
And
I was like,
loses
"It's
all
fun,
my
but-"
battery in about 5 seconds.
Well,
But
Plus, Animal Crossing is the kind of title you can sink time into and kind of
Yeah.
forget about it. So I don't know if it's really wise to play it for long periods on a phone. especially
yeah,
if you're
that's
out
the
and
issue. That's a game that's gonna be deleted 15 times and also have the 5-hour long updates that other mobile games have. But
Pretty much.
but that's also while we are complimenting this game, we probably ended up on a tangent of just reviewing Pocket Camp and most mobile games. Seriously?
sneeze on you. Continue.
But
Ew, you people sick. You gotta get away. I'll turn off the phone for
thank you, Nick. But this game especially has been a almost treat because especially for New Leaf, I fell off kind of early because a lot of the stuff you had to do in New Leaf was bell based. And honestly, especially in that instance, you already had to use spells to upgrade your house. That's been the same throughout every game. But
Mhm.
then, like public work projects, I mean, they're still here too because the bridges and the inclines also have some of that element still there, which I kind of don't like. But more so, everything in New Leaf did that. So, like the reset station, Brewster's thing, every bridge you made. I think the police station was also one. think I did get the police station. And it's like, I only have so much time to sit down and spend either A, fishing, or B, playing the game.
Yep.
And
Time consuming.
some of the extra things to get extra money, especially if you're not into the stock market like I am, because I've been burned one too many times and I never understood the stock market to begin with, was going to the island also cost money. So if you didn't have enough money, you also had to grind a little more just to get over there to get the better money sellers. And it's like, while it's fine, it's also a bigger hassle there. Here, you can build almost anything, even your tools, if you wish, and just keep doing that all day, especially for the fishing rod, where all you have to do is keep shaking one tree until it gives you enough sticks. Which is also a detriment to this game with the durability, but I think everybody's reviewed that point negatively, is that this game doesn't have the durability meter of Breath of the Wild, and all the items break too easily.
Yeah, they really do.
Though,
Yeah, I think it's a good concept, but it was very poorly implemented because
yeah,
they wanted you to have a use for all these new materials they were introducing in the crafting system, but they
Yeah.
didn't think about the fact that some people play this game at their own pace, which means not only are some people playing it slowly, but some people are wanting to do things as fast as possible, which is fine.
Yeah.
People are allowed to play at the pace they want, but I don't think the developers really put that in consideration, considering the fishing pole breaks for 10 fish, and the net breaks for like 10 bugs, and the shovel breaks for like 20 hits. It was not very well thought out. I'll say
I
that,
mean,
but it's nothing that can't be fixed in a patch.
yeah, but I also understand they also put a lot more emphasis on Nook's Cranny in that regard. Because once you fully upgrade it, which none of us have gotten to because it takes 30 days and 200,000 bells,
Oh, that's bells are
To-
easy.
both
The
sold
timeline is
and
fixed,
both selling items and purchasing items, so it's a net total of just
Oh,
in
that's easy.
general. So
That's-
I might
I'll
have
lap
enough.
that.
We might all have enough, but it hasn't been 30 days yet. But you also start getting custom variants of the fishing rod, the shovel, and that once the shop's actually built. So fully built. So and I believe they're all the original prices in previous games. So 500 for most of the tools, which is good, but it also takes 30 days from getting the shop open to now, where it's not, and that can grinds a little bit too much.
I think
and-
what the developers weren't considering was the fact that everyone's inside for like months on end with nothing to do but Animal Crossing. This game
Yeah.
was really the Animal Crossing series really intended to play for short bursts at a time once a day.
Well, some
That isn't to
people
say
are
you
still
shouldn't be
doing
playing
that.
it for long periods. Like I've been playing it for hours on end, but I don't know if that's really what they intended.
Yes and no, because obviously, if you do play it for about 3 hours, especially on the day you get it, you can have all the beginning day stuff done, and
Yeah.
just get ready to, including paying off a loan, getting enough money to pay off the next loan, get everything done so that maybe you can get the shop done the next day. You can also get the museum that day. So it's a delicate fine line balance that you can do, but it's also like, especially for like us, we tend to also play to a higher completion rate than others because obviously we've all got terraforming, we've all got KK, and it's only been a month.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My sister, who got it 2 days after me. It technically hasn't even gotten any of this to this point yet because I think she's still at getting people to move in or the star rating, which is easy to do if you're doing it at still developing the island as you're also doing all these other things, but
Yeah.
not everybody's gonna do that.
Mm-mm.
There's also the fact that that we have played Animal Crossing before, and we
Yeah.
know basically the guidelines and what they expect us to do and what the completion rates for unlocking things are. People who haven't played Animal Crossing before, particularly newcomers who bought a
Yeah.
Switch and didn't buy something like a Wii or a 3DS, they're completely in the dark and they're just doing what the game tells them. And the game doesn't tell you everything it wants you to do.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing for Animal Crossing. That's the
It,
series
it's
strives on having a
very dependent on if you've played it because especially the original, there was all these signposts and stuff scattered throughout the town that actually did give you tips on in
Right.
case you forgot what a button does or how to do something. And it's like, I think both City Folk and Wild World still had that. I don't think New Leaf did. I mean,
Yeah.
Pocket Camp I think still has most of those tips because it is basically a newcomer's first Animal Crossing, essentially. But if you haven't played even that, this game comes out of nowhere with not telling you pretty much anything other than, I mean, Nook tells you some things, how to cast you need a fishing rod to go catch fish, and it's kind of intuitive on that end. But once you start getting into like building the shop, getting the museum, it becomes a little more open-ended. And I also that's something else we can I've seen a lot is unless you really have friends who are also playing, you're not really striving to get to certain things in time. And you're like none of the appeal is there. Not as much of the appeal is there. Which I kind of get.
Yeah. Well, what I was really getting at was that the pacing is very it's very even more so open-ended than the last game because it's considering the fact that this is going to be people's first Animal Crossing game. That's I can see why they stripped away some of the
Extras
features,
like
the extras like Brewster or
Brewster.
Booker and Copper and the Happy Home Academy building.
uh
I can
Diggs-
see why.
Isabel's brother, Digsby, who is the
Yeah.
owner of the Happy Room Academy, which is happening
Yeah.
tomorrow morning.
I can see why they kind of stripped that stuff away, but at the same time, it's a double-edged sword where you want to be able to appeal to the new people who bought a Switch and who are in
Yeah,
this new series, but you also want to be able to
captivate
you want to be able to appreciate
the
the older fans as
veterans,
well.
which is
and
honestly a very fine line that is difficult in almost every like series, TV show in general. However, I feel like it's a little more apparent here. Unless it's Mario, and then Mario's like, you don't really need much basic information in the previous games, unless, say, little nuances or nostalgia bits for, say, the veterans, which is a kind of a staple for Mario, and that's kind of still here, but it's not as pronounced.
Right.
Or lackluster in the fact that some of these things are not here and may not ever be coming for all we know.
Well, I mean, the game is much more update based than New Leaf was because New Leaf had everything from the get-go.
Yeah.
This one was made for the current state of gaming, which is update.
Well, which it benefits from, and
Yeah,
also helps alleviate some of its data usage, especially on people who may not have the money for, say, a high-end micro SD card with a lot of storage. Because let's be honest, they just The next update's gonna offload all the bunny stuff. If you don't already have it. I mean, some of the code would still be there so that you can use those items for DIY recipes if you still have them. But say like Zipper, he'll be offloaded until next Easter, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I think the way the game is judged now is based off what it has right now. Um,
Yeah.
which I can see when people are talking about what it is now and what it doesn't have, but it's also important to consider the potential because they have a very
Yeah.
solid framework and have a very solid base game right now. Because that's
Yeah.
what it is the base game. It doesn't have a lot of the stuff that's going to be coming. And
Yeah.
we already know for a fact that the updates are going to be very common and they're going to be, I guess maybe like once, twice a month or so. And it's going to be
Yeah.
introducing stuff that we were missing.
Slash
Because-
patch related updates.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, some of those updates during the Easter event were definitely more patch oriented.
Yeah. But I mean, you look at the stuff like the amiibo cards and the amiibos themselves. Like, I was scanning the Rossetti and Captain amiibo I have, and it recognized them. It didn't let me do anything with them, but it recognized them, and their code is in the game. And
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do with that.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I would still say that Rossetti's still technically in the game. He's just not
Yeah.
brought to
Well, it's
name
implied.
because he is the location services guy.
Yeah.
What's the actual name of that thing? Rescue services guy. And it still
Yeah,
plays
that's what
his
it is.
theme. It's still him. His more snarky dialogue boxes. So you know it's him. He is in the game. He's just not. He doesn't have a model or his name isn't actually
Well, I
brought
wouldn't
up.
say they don't have a model because you can still have a lot of them in like Rover and whatnot.
Well,
in the,
yeah.
And plus, the character models that they use for the Switch icons that they added in the new update.
Yeah.
And some of the older ones like Rover and whatever, those are New Horizons models. Those aren't just polished
Interesting.
New Leaf models. From
I
what
would
can
love
tell. I'm not
Rover to
saying that I
finally
data
come
mined
back.
that. Yeah, I'm
Honestly-
not saying I data mined the game and found this or anything,
Yeah.
but from the looks of it, it looks identical.
Look, from
to
what
the
it looks
Isabelle
like from
comic one.
people who look like they actually have gone and data mined
Yeah.
the game.
Or, of course, it could also be from Amiibo Festival, which was technically the first HD Animal Crossing
Yeah, that is also true.
on the Wii U.
But I
So
feel
we
like
have no way of knowing it so far.
Amiibo Festival still had more of the New Leaf graphical style, just updated. Well, this one has that more like, from what I've seen, mostly, it's almost that, we've all seen the, Animal Crossing Rescue, not Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team art style. Whenever I
Right.
look closely, I kind of see that art style with the villagers. So I'm wondering if it's more that, are they in
I see.
more that kind of art style? Because if they are, then that would mean they're probably coming at some point. Because
Actually,
I'm co-
I see a lot of the lighting engine they used in Splatoon
Uh,
for Mario Odyssey. That's what I'm not saying it's what they used, but
well, yeah,
not so much the cell shaded stuff they used in Breath of the Wild, but
Yeah,
a very
well,
toned
because-
down version of the lighting system in Splatoon.
well, that because most of the team I think was the
Yeah.
Splatoon team. 1, 2, the Splatoon team also helps a lot with the Mario team for Odyssey, and also Breath of the Wild was also helped with by Monolith Soft, so I'd expect that not to look like those at all. I'd expect that to look more, say, Xenoblade-ish than Splatoon or Mario.
Well, the Switch is a very it's powerful, but it's also a very limited hardware. So
Yeah,
developers have to do their best to make sure the models they make look the best on the hardware they're given. Which is
yeah,
why certain ports of games may look grainy because they're using a lighting engine that really is not optimized for the Switch at all. And then you have developers that are first or second party Nintendo franchises are getting better graphical treatment
Yeah.
because uh, they're using engines that are more optimized for the Switch's hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Well,
Yeah.
f-
I'm not
especially.
bashing third-party games for being ugly or anything. It's just that they weren't
Oh.
made specifically for the Switch, and I can understand why.
Looks like Nick got kicked.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see
sorry, I went
what-
on sleep mode.
Oh.
I
I
was idling too long.
there was a portion in my stream where you could have seen that me swap where my my camera angle changed, and that's because I was messing with the right analog stick to make sure the Switch didn't go to sleep. And yeah, so I'm wearing the kimono because I feel like it. I even got the kimono sandals to go with it.
Oh, come on, say no more. I got one too.
I'm sitting back down in my spot.
Demon Slayer style.
stay on for about 40,
Tanjiro.
35
But I mean, there might be another Switch coming because people decided to data mine the 10.0 version for the system update, and it appears there's wording of a Switch with a second screen.
I don't know how I like that. This just sounds like a fatter version of the 3DS,
It's a big deal.
which is DS.
I could see that actually being a new controller. Potential new controller with
I
a
don't think the Switch needs another. If they're just gonna do a clamshell version, it seems
it's
kind
like
of bulky.
just
Well,
a
It's bigger than an
touchscreen.
iPad.
Well, depends on how big they make the next Switch. 1, 2. They could also
Switch
just be
XL.
making a second display option for the Switch. Because I could see them putting the second screen where the dock goes, especially in handheld.
It gets to the point where the bigger you get, the less accessible it is to make it a mobile system. Because
Yeah.
if I'm on the plane and I'm holding a flat screen television in my hand, it's gonna be kind of hard to play.
You
I
play
think-
on
I-
a
if-
laptop
if they're making
nicely.
The display would look great, but it would be murder on my hands. But if they're gonna be making a second Switch or a third Switch, I
Yeah.
would rather it be a docked-only Switch since they have a handheld-only Switch. If
I
they
feel
made
like
the
that
Switch- and this has been
the
discussed a lot of
dock-only
times.
Switch removes
The necessity
too
of
much
it being a
of
Switch.
the
No,
the thing
you have
about
the-
the
you have
Switch
the
that
hybrid
makes
Switch,
it
handheld,
the
and
Switch,
then
which
dock
is
Switch.
more handheld than console, though.
Because it'll be more or less, you have like another Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
an updated version.
well,
Well-
it would allow
they're trying
Nintendo
to
to
get away
do the
from.
thing that the Switch has been holding them back from, is make really powerful hardware.
Well,
Who
That's
knows if
also
they
the
actually
thing.
will do that, but
Yeah, because it's kind of difficult for them because you
It's
know they're more or
also-
less known for having portable consoles rather than actual main consoles for home.
Yeah.
we're also
Which they get a
talking
lot
as
of games
people
for.
that also have first generation Switches before they slightly modified them. And
well, that's
it's-
the thing. You have each Switch has an advantage over the other one.
Yeah.
The Lite is the cheapest one.
Well-
The XL would be the better graphics, more powerful one, and the hybrid would be one
no,
that you can have.
that's
the best
not
of both
what I
worlds.
mean. The hybrid one has an update we don't have with better battery life and I think a slightly better processor or RAM.
No, by
chip.
by hybrid I mean the base Switch.
Yeah, the base Switch has an update to it with a different model number. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
I know,
referring to.
but that replaces the Switch. I'm talking about like if they had a docked only Switch.
Well,
No, yeah, it burns that they made another another version of the Switch that's better than the launch ones that we had. It sucks.
but the launch ones are also
but
pretty.
companies do that all the time. You know.
The thing is,
the
I
PlayStation
think
or the Xbox
Nintendo's also
360.
said there is a possibility of just updating the Switch with the better power, without
Yeah. what
mitigating
they did.
anything in the slightest about its
Isn't that what they did?
portable nature. I feel like the second screen is so that people can use, say, the 3DS games DS Virtual Console.
Yeah,
Wii U
those
Virtual
would be-
Console.
So treating it like how the DS Lite did it for the Game Boy games,
Yeah.
kind of.
I think it would look kind of jarring because then they'd have to upscale it, or they would just stretch out the graphics
Well,
across
Yeah,
the
just a little
gigantic
bit.
screen. It would look very blurred.
Mega Man Zero and
Playing-
ZX.
Yeah, I mean, you look at like the XO was kind of like the perfect screen before it started getting really blurry. You know.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, maybe they could pull it off. Maybe they could just upscale.
N-
Maybe they're
N-
working on
Nintendo's
like, they have a separate
found ways
studio
to
doing
do
that.
things, and I mean, especially with say DS games, they're not really, unless they're like beautifully constructed or a little outdated in graphical quality. But there are some games even further than that, even for like console generations, that still look gorgeous even on a higher power console, even if it's stretched. My best example
true.
can be Metroid Prime and Prime 2. Dolphin can upscale those games completely for the most part, and they still look, even in their original graphical quality, in fact, it's been upscaled, still look almost perfect, if not a few minor issues. That only people who've been really playing it for like a good 10, 20 years
Mhm.
would actually understand and notice. But that's not Animal Crossing. That's technically not.
It's still semi-relevant.
It's relevant
I think
because
Animal Crossing could be played on two screen.
yeah,
It'd be
And it has been
interesting
before.
'cause they would have to change all the layout slightly.
No. no they don't.
How come?
Bottom
you're
screen
saying
could
like,
be
like it would
Wild World
it would
had
just
was
extend it,
it
kind of.
it,
Or
it
newly
would
for
add
popular with the
extra
touchscreen.
functionality, but not take away from anything. So for the second screen, it would
okay.
probably be the map. Wild World did it. Both Wild World and New Leaf put the map on the bottom screen, as well as a quick
Well,
thing to get to, say, your Critterpedia, your
it would be nice.
outfits, inventory. That would probably be what that bottom screen does for this game.
It would be nice to have them change it if they have this so-called second screen for the Switch.
Yeah.
But I don't really see them like going back and retroactively changing a lot of the games. Maybe some. I can see maybe they'd have an update out for maybe like Splatoon or something. It's a game that could really use it.
Yeah.
For stuff like Smash Brothers,
No.
or even Xenoblade. Maybe not.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, depends on what they do with engines and stuff. That's up to them. But Smash, I could see them maybe doing the percentages on the bottom screen. And that's just an extra option if that controller is active. Because I'm also thinking the bottom screen could be a detachable piece and work like the gamepad.
They better fix online before they start messing around with the second screen. That's all I'm saying.
But we could also be thinking that could also be a secondary display could also be VR. It's not cardboard VR.
I'm gonna
Still
need
think there's
another
a lot of
update from
good-
Animal Crossing.
And
VR.
imagine playing Animal Crossing in VR.
I feel like I'll get dizzy watching the world's.
Well, the world
I'll
would
be-
act like normal, like a normal Earth.
You guys are
Yeah.
thinking too small. You guys should be thinking about hitting your villagers with the nets in person.
Yo, the Joy Cons. I want to punch
No.
my villagers.
Nick, catching those
Mm.
tarantulas in first
Oh, God, no,
person.
stop. Nope, nope,
that's
nope, I'm keeping the net out. It's gonna be in the inventory.
Imagine turning your head and like having Barol's face right in front of your head and reaching around.
Yeah, just
Rolled.
turning around and seeing rolled right behind you, like, ooh.
Oh, I said Barol.
Oh, bro.
Barol.
Yo, don't diss my soulless penguin.
I was thinking about Barol.
I both am and am not because I love rolled.
A man of culture.
But I think we did talk a lot about the game, and we can still
True.
talk a little more. But I think it is Saturday, and there's still one thing I haven't even shown on live stream yet because the last time he was in town, Uh, it was Easter and a fishing tourney that weekend, and it was pushed to Friday rather than Saturday. And we can talk over the credits of the game. I'm going back to my favorite one, which is the Joker outfit, which has been slightly updated because I got a different colored messenger bag. Let me get a song list up for KK songs just so that I know I'm typing it in right.
Pretty sure I can jump over.
Oh dang it! You always
Did
gotta
you
ruin
go
the
the-
fun.
You can. It just has a
Look
small
at purple. Freaking stupid fish.
issue. KK.
Yo, after I switch into my Komodo, you gonna yo Zucker, what's up, dude?
KK Slider Megalovania. I already saw that. It's bad. I know the song's already in the game.
Intelligence.
It's the.
Have you ever tried the oranges that grow on this island yet? Swallowed one whole. What?
Who said that?
Me. That was my only option.
Oh, you. Not. I assumed you were talking to one of the villagers and they said I swallowed it whole. Oh, wait. You were talking to Zucker, weren't you?
Yeah. Because he was right there in front of me. I was like, yo, what's up? Yo, Alex, you gotta turn this spot into like a cafe.
What spot?
This rock area on your beach on the left side.
Maybe.
You have the potential. I like your beach.
Thanks.
Like
But
how wide
I
it
already
is.
know which song we're doing today. Right? It's gonna be my personal favorite KK song. I don't think I can.
Dang, we got
people
favorites
here.
of KK. Dang, I'm not sure if I have one. Dang it, your rocks are like way bigger. You can do so much with these things.
I mean, it's my favorite because it's nostalgic. It goes back to the original, and that's why I'm saying it's my favorite. I might like the New Horizons theme a little too much, though. There's also a couple new tracks for this game, other than the New Horizons track I have yet to hear. So we might see that one pop up maybe next week. But obviously, especially if you're an old-time Animal Crossing person, you know when KK Slider appears. You know, however, maybe you didn't realize. That's one thing I kind of don't really like, is that it took so long to get KK. Wait. Tommy already put in a song. You
I
messed
didn't know.
it
I
up.
thought you already put one in.
No.
Oh. Dang, why can't I move?
Tommy's in the.
Oh wait, oh
He's
the
already
thing.
in the
You see me running
concert.
around.
Yo, I can't move. I
Tommy's
see
in
the
the
credits, but I
concert.
can't.
Yo, he can see us. He can see
Wait,
us.
why is that just? Yo, that's creepy. Yo,
Yeah.
wait, why is it just me? That doesn't. Why is it just me?
Because you didn't
Huh?
let us sit down for this
I'm
concert
so
to
confused.
start.
Oh.
Can you see us,
Oh, I
Tommy?
talked to him.
You see
and
us
then I
running through the
said-
screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see me standing in front of him?
Yeah.
Do you
Oh,
see
okay.
me
Bet.
taking
Hang
a
on.
neck
The
to your
camera's
neck?
behind him though, so. Yo, you just kind of sneeze and like. Yo, sneeze on KK. Sneeze on KK. Wait, no, go on the other side of him. Go on the. Go in front of him. Go in front
It's
of him.
creepy when he starts just singing. At least he doesn't. It looks like he doesn't say anything though.
Just sneeze on. Yo, sneeze on Tommy. Let him have it.
Yo, KK took me to another realm.
Yeah, I'm recording that. That was funny. We were in sync.
Oh yeah, because it's the other one.
Yo, Nick's walking off into the void. Creepy.
You're jealous because you're not a wizard. You're not a wizard, Harry.
Bro.
You wish you were a wizard.
Yo there.
Oh.
Nah, shut up.
Anyway.
Yo, he's gone.
Wait, he is gone?
Yo, what kind of wizard are you? Yo, you look like you see some stuff, Alex.
I even have a doctor's mask on, like.
Yo, he lost an eye. He got a mask on.
Yo, he's a pirate. He's a pirate wizard.
Military.
Put your hands up!
No, that's Nutcracker.
Bro, I'm a queen. How you gonna tell me to put my hands up?
And put an axe to your neck.
There we go. Now it's over.
Okay.
Ew, that egg wand is disgusting. It's a lot of rain.
Okay, now I'm done.
Okay. Everyone sit
Yo,
down
let's
in the
sit down.
chase.
Nah,
All right, I guess you're not gonna see the concert.
heck
Let's
no.
hear it. An old favorite. Going all the way back to
Yo,
the
where'd he go?
original.
Man, forget your favorite.
Yo, where are you?
Wait. I'm like switching to an actual, keyboard.
Yo, what the heck are you doing?
Yo, you're just mad. You're just
Yeah.
mad. Because you wish you were a weenie.
Yeah, that's us winning.
Oh yeah, it does say, doesn't
This is
it?
weenie.
Here we
You
go.
misspelled it.
Here's
How do
the.
you misspell weenie?
You might get one of the track for this one if you sit down. Put in a.
I'm good.
Yo, sit down.
You sit down.
Nah.
I'm an angel.
Tommy's sitting down. I'm gonna sit next to Tommy.
That's not gonna be.
Yep. It's Go KK Rider.
Oh,
Because this one's probably my personal favorite.
bro.
Rose for the national anthem.
It's all
Shut up.
rise to head into the unnatural world where all the seasons just fly by in the span of one song.
Pretty much.
Because that's always been this. And here's the staff credits. Because of course there it is.
Any lasting thoughts on the game?
I could see this game lasting a long time, only because I still haven't finished my debt. I don't even have an upstairs or a downstairs yet.
I got something to say.
Sure.
When is
They
Nick
need
gonna
to
appear
fix- they-
in the middle of the concert again?
They need to fix or put in more updates so people can get their from the freaking fourth.
The fourth. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that,
shouldn't have to wait.
they did
10
say
days.
they did advise against it in a lot of their things, so they did
Well, if they
prepare
knew
people.
it was there, they should have had a solution for it. They should just
Yeah,
tell us, don't do
that's
this, it'll
like-
break
that
the game.
you couldn't get to it. I don't think they realized. Oh, that the present issue would actually occur.
Well, instead of worrying about people duplicating, they should have fixed that first.
Wait a second. So
That's
they
an
knew
actual
there was
game
a problem
breaker.
in there.
No,
Yeah,
they
it's
they
like
said
knew
you
the
can't
problem was
reach
there.
the
They
top
told you
of
we
the
don't have a
for. They only said you could never reach the top to place stuff down. They didn't
Yeah.
probably didn't take into account that the presidents would fall up there.
Yeah, but it's like it kind of seems obvious, right? It's like, you know,
But
things
it
can end
seems
up there.
obvious
You should give us a
now
solution.
after the fact. Hindsight is only 2020. It's always going to be 2020. Future
Yeah,
sight
but
is
it's like-
always going to be 2050. You might get it right. You may not.
Guess so. I just kind of find it odd that it would never have came up in playtesting. You know, because it's not like they develop the game and throw it out there and see what sticks. It's like
Yeah.
they have people play the game and test out and find bugs. That said, plenty of games have plenty of bugs that have been tested.
Yeah.
Play tested before.
But it is
This
kind of
one in
like a
particular-
major issue, honestly, because
Yeah.
Seems
people can't get rid of it or like finish editing their island because of it.
Well,
Yeah, and
plus
it would
it's
be
such a polished game, you know, regardless. It's very hard to find
Yeah.
something game-breaking in this.
it definitely feels.
It sticks out.
This
like a sore
game
thumb.
seems so polished, yet, especially when something goes wrong like that, as Tommy was saying, it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Like they made an update for balloons decreasing, but they didn't make an
Yeah.
update for you being able to
And
use a
glitches
cleanup.
with if a villager moves out, the house ends up being unable to be used. They also fixed that glitch
Hmm.
as well. So maybe a month or two from now,
Dude,
a week
that's
or
way
two
too
from
long.
now.
That is so way too long for that
But-
issue.
We have no idea till then, but I am going to. Any lasting thoughts on the game, other than that the update to get the fourth thing done?
It's a solid purchase. They
Yeah.
they added plenty of new things, and although they took out some old things, it's not to say that's so I think that for veterans and for newcomers, especially for newcomers, this is a must-buy.
Yeah.
Owners.
I'll give it a 7.5 to 8 out of 10.
7.58 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say the
I
same
thought
thing
the
said in
I thought the joke was 7.8 out of 10. Too much water.
I'll say the same thing I said in the Cube Command review, which is 8 out of 10.
Okay.
And then probably 9 when they
I wasn't gonna ask you to actually put like a number scale. I was just saying, do you think people would buy this? Should
force them
probably-
out of it.
if they feel like wanting, they're on the fence of picking this up, should they buy it?
Yes.
Okay. Other than that, and I kind of agree with Tommy, there are glaring issues, but overall, it doesn't really impact most people's enjoyment of the game. Obviously, the game's a lot of fun, especially if you have friends, but also, it also helps to take it at your own pace so that you don't burn out of the game completely straight off. Which kind of is counterintuitive, especially during the current climate. But there are also a lot of other RPGs and stuff, especially on the Switch, if you also don't have a Switch yet and wish to pick it up. But other than that, that's going to be the end of this stream. I'm ending about an hour early because I really am not doing anything else today. Next week, I'm still going to do more Animal Crossing. It's still going to be more so focused on bell work, but especially for this week, I just wanted to end off. For this week, I just wanted to end off what is, since me and these two also have finished off the full of most of the new stuff. I wanted to at least have us give our thoughts on what's new, what's different, and if that stuff makes it a good purchase, which we all kind of agree, yes. If you're on the fence about this game, you should probably buy it because you'll probably most likely have a lot of fun enjoying it in some way, shape, or form. Other than that, thank you for watching. Obviously, normal schedule is the same, but other than that, thank you for watching. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and take care.